Hey, this is Captain Noob, and this is the wounding, staggering plasma flamethrower thingy. So, getting over the attachments here, what I want to talk about is why you would never want to run this thing with anything else but the flame barrel with the grip here, the pistol grip here, because if you chuck this pistol grip on, that means this weapon is benefited by a gunslinger, and what gunslinger does to your pistols is increases the range through the higher and higher ranks of it, which is really good. This doesn't happen with the rifleman barrel, so you won't be seeing half as much range as you would if you chucked on the rifle stock of this, which would make it a two-handed rifle type weapon. So if you want to make this thing as effective as you can go ahead and chuck on the pistol grip on this thing, and it'll do so much better. See, I'm hitting him all the way from out here. That's massive range for a pistol type weapon of a flamethrower, so yeah, it's very good. Now, why that is, the reason that you might not see increased range in the perks of Rifleman is just because, obviously, you've got the barrels of the rifles that will actually give you additional range, such as the long ported barrel for the combat rifle. That thing gives you quite a bit of range, and I'm being hit by an anti-tank rifle, but Matilda, she's a tough bitch, she can tank this nice and easily. There we go. So let's just run into here and bust all these gunners nice and easily. You know, we'll get rid of these turrets, they're kind of annoying. And you know what, we'll switch into third person for a little bit more awareness. As you can see there, a little bit of stagger happening from the, the Fortune Finder perk, which allows you to bust people into caps sometimes when you kill them, so that's good. Hey, is that a plasma rifle you've got on you? Take this. Now, talking about the look and feel of the plasma rifle in Fallout 4, obviously it's a lot different than it was in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, and I'd like to think that this is just an Institute-made plasma weapon. See, as I don't really like them retconning weapons all that much. I talked about how I wish the sentry bots in the Commonwealth were as they are, just because everyone talks about how the Commonwealth is a super deadly place. So, you know, maybe the monsters or the robots would be a little bit tougher than anything else, but who knows. This is just the insane ramblings of a dude who likes to play Fallout sometimes. But there you have it. That was the staggering, wounding, having trouble remembering these names here. Staggering, wounding, plasma thrower, and it is definitely a great weapon for any Gunner's Plaza situation. We'll move on to Swan now and see what this bad boy can do there. So I think Swan's gotten a bit lost on the way to work today, so we'll quickly intercept him as soon as possible. And while we're doing that, I sort of want to talk about the strengths and drawbacks of this weapon. Obviously, this thing is going to be firing very, very quickly indeed, being a plasma flamer, and yes, I really should start attacking him now before he damages me too much. Yeah. So this thing fires very, very fast and does a lot of damage. Obviously, it's going to stack really, really well with perks like wounding and staggering. As you can see here, we can just permanently stagger Swan as he is. Come on, hit him. It's really inconsistent where his hitboxes are, because you'd think you'd be able to hit him if you were firing maybe between his legs. Maybe that's stretching it a little bit, but yeah, we're still hitting him here. Just got to aim a little bit higher. Maybe hitting him in his more sensitive areas, or maybe make him die a little bit faster, but yeah. So this thing's obviously got a limitation on range, because obviously it's a flamethrower type weapon, and it chews through your relatively expensive plasma cartridges very quickly. Unlike, hey, he just was immune to stagger for a second. Yes, if you played Fallout 3, you can remember that this thing was powered from fusion cells instead, which was your mainstay of energy weapons. You've always got these battery-powered objects to power them, like energy cells, or maybe even electron charge packs, which were pretty neat. You put them in an old Gatling laser, but that's been changed to fusion core as well. But that's a talk for another day. Now, going back to the whole retconning thing, is that I really think this thing would be better served as more like an Institute weapon, seeing as the technologically superior factions in Fallout 3, and not in New Vegas as much, because none of the factions were that technologically superior, or none of the main factions anyway. If I can go into Node Rage, that would be good game. Yep, thank you very much. Hopefully we'll be able to get him nice and easily. You know what, we'll pop a quick reload whilst he's doing that. Now we've got a full mag, and that's another sort of good thing about this weapon is it's got a big old mag in it, which means you can lay down suppressive fire forever, which is good. And we finally killed him this time. Very, very close to death, but one of the more effortless fights I've ever had. Just hold down the mouse button and keep him nice and staggered in a corner there. So, yeah, definitely an easy fight, but a long one. We'll move on to, let's say, one more monster. That'll do us. I do get distracted when I'm talking. I'm not very good at multitasking, if you have noticed. So, yeah, going back again to the retcon thing. Yeah, so this thing probably would be better served as an institute weapon. That explains why it's also so modular, and I'd really like to see sort of an Enclave plasma rifle make an appearance somewhere, because we all know that there's Enclave remnants everywhere, and wow, I'm getting attacked by every ghoul and their mother right now. Ah, well, we'll just get them with a bit of wayward flame. They just sort of point it in their direction, and that'll do them in nicely. Now, the good thing about this ghoul here is he's a little bit more susceptible to stagger than Old Swan, simply because he is just a big version of an enemy that's already in the game, so the modder hasn't put any sort of coding in to make sure these blokes don't stagger as much as they would normally. But wow, he's bloody quick though. We'll get him soon though. We should... That was a trade kill. Did you see that? He died for some reason. That was the strangest thing ever. Okay, we'll try to do this. The game plan here is to take some Psycho, some Overdrive, and we'll get stuck into this ghoul from here. But instead of being so close to him that he enters a little takedown, we'll just sort of stay back and let the range of a pistol type weapon carry us over. As you can tell there, he's going to be charging at us quite a bit, but as long as we can just keep consistently hitting him, we should be fine. Just gotta sort of backpedal every time he comes close to me, which is fairly easy enough since we're getting a nice stagger on him pretty much every time he goes for his little charging attacks, and sometimes even more. Just gotta keep back. Almost got him. And yep, should be an easy kill as long as he doesn't hit us. Oh, we've run out of ammo. This is a problem. That's alright. He missed with that little swipe of his, and we've managed to get the kill nice and clean without even taking a single hit. So, we'll just finish off his mates here. Yep, didn't last long for you, did it? Reavers are nothing in this game, are they? Yeah, so there you have it. That was the Wounding, Staggering, Plasma, Flamer there. And yeah, if you'd like to see this weapon in your game, be sure to check out the description below. There are 2 mods you can get to use this. If you use UCO, I recommend using Legendary Modification with the quick add-on of the 2LM workbench, will allow you to create 2 legendary weapon effects on your weapons, just weapons with 2 legendary effects in the first place. Or if you're not into having UCO, there's also Peterhicks legendary upgrade to crafting mod, and that'll just add it on all weapons. So any weapon that you might find can be upgraded with 2 legendary effects. But yeah, that's about it for this weapon. Thank you for watching, guys.